TJ, what do you think was more impressive? Arman's complete dominance of such a tough fighter like Dan Hooker, or Ian Machado Gary able to kind of shut out an elite wrestler like Bilal Muhammad for 3 straight rounds?
I think Arman's performance was more dominant, obviously, and more impressive to me. Ian looked great. I also think it was an off night for Bilal. So
we saw both fighters kind of call out champions. You saw Ian Machado Gary call out Makhachev. You saw Arman call out Ilya. We all want to see Arman and Ilya. That's the only fight to make, just like you said. Yeah. What do you think ends up happening?
I think he fights Topuria. I think this fight, gives him the fight. I do think that Ian's got a pretty good chance of getting the title fight as well too. But that one's a little bit tougher. It's a little more competitive at 170 compared to 155. Like, it makes no sense to me to have Gaethje or Patty fight Topuria when you got Arman up here, taking out Hooker in the second round so dominant. And he already was the number 1 contender, right? So he should have already fought for the title, but now it's his time.
Do you think because of all the stress and pressure Arman had going into this fight, everybody knowing he was on the sidelines, him knowing that he had to put on a performance of his life, now going into the Ilya fight, there's almost zero pressure on him. Now all the pressure switches back to Ilya because now he fought. He knows he's dominant. He's quicker in the cage. He just got out of the cage a lot, sooner compared to Ilya sitting on the sidelines. Do you think now this switches the pressure? It applies more pressure to Ilya?
Not necessarily. I think there's always pressure on you no matter what, right? You're getting out there, you're competing in front of millions of people. There's always going to be pressure. It just shows how well Arman deals with it, right? It's about how well you deal with the pressure. I preferred to have pressure on me. It always made me perform a little bit better. Kept me on my toes, kept me nervous, kept me scared. It was about how I dealt with being scared. It made me great.
And we saw a little scruffle between Khamzat Chimaev and Ian Machado Gary as they were going to the back. It seems like Ian Machado Gary tried to apply a little pressure to Khamzat, do a little peacocking. What do you call that? What was he doing?
Yeah, he's peacocking. He's running his mouth. I mean, Ian likes to run his mouth, right? Like, he knows what he's doing. He's clickbait. He knows what. And Chimaev doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's not that kind of guy. He's just not going to let you do it to him. He's going to fight you right then and there.
I think if people watch the clip, I think Khamzat Chimaev was very polite and respectful to Ian Machado Gary, gave him his...
and Ian just kept running his mouth, looking at the camera like, oh yeah, check this out. Like,
I did see him look back, and then he tightens his bottle and he's like, you got this? Yeah. And then he turns around and then you see a little bit of this banter. Yeah. Now, I'm all for selling fights, but if there's a guy you don't want to try to sell a fight for, it's Khamzat Chimaev. That guy will fight you on site.
He will, but nothing's going to happen. All security's there.
Yeah.
It's the perfect time for Ian to do that because now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, he just had a good win, but now it's like an added thing of why we're talking about Ian. So
what happens if they fight?
Chimaev would destroy him.
It's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, Islam destroys him.
I feel like the situation right now with Khamzat Chimaev is he's probably the most dangerous, most scariest fighter, most toughest fighter in the UFC besides Alex Pereira.
I wouldn't say dangerous. I'd say he's not going to lose. He's the best. He's dominant. I don't see him losing right now. When I go down that list you have up here on the board, I don't see him losing to any of those guys. But it's not like he's crazy dangerous. But he's gonna make you look like a fool. He's gonna crucify you and hold you on the ground and make you wish that you knew how to wrestle better or that you were stronger.
Do you feel like Damian Maia is training what Ian Machado Gary? If he were to fight a guy like Khamzat Chimaev, would it even matter?
No,
not a chance, right?
No. You're not gonna pick up a lifetime of skill in a few months.
I know the wrestling footage of Khamzat Chimaev and the legends he's been wrestling with and training with and the team. I mean, what an amazing moment though. Arman was in Khamzat's corner for the title fight. They were also both out here training at the Jaxxon Media House for 6 months. And then, Khamzat repays the favor and goes and sits in his corner.
Yeah, they're boys, dude.
Crazy, appreciation and love for each other. I feel like that's amazing.